Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling a big one, artificial intelligence.ai. It's everywhere, but it can also feel a bit confusing. Our job today is to give you a kind of shortcut to getting it.
Yeah, and our source material is pretty unique this time. We got this whole concept for an AI podcast, the theme, who it's for, even a draft script for episode 1. So we're basically getting the inside scoop, the expert brief on AI already distilled, our mission to pull out the core stuff, what AI really is, where you actually encounter it, and what it means for all of us. Let's try and cut through the hype, get past the sci-fi ideas for a minute. Okay, let's unpack this. So one of the first things the source material tackles, which I found super helpful, is that big question: what is AI, anyways? Because honestly, that term gets thrown around so much.
It really does. And what this source does well is offer a clear starting point. So artificial intelligence, AI, it's a field within computer science. The goal is basically to build machines that can do things that usually require human intelligence: thinking, learning, making decisions, that sort of thing. But crucially, they can often do it much, much faster. And, without needing coffee breaks.
Right, speed and scale.
Exactly. But it's not about consciousness, not like how humans experience it. It's more about mimicking the processes of intelligence. And the source breaks it down into 3 levels or stages, which is really key to understanding where we are versus where we might go.
Okay.
First up is narrow AI, sometimes called weak AI. This is what we have right now. It's AI designed for one specific task. Think of it like a specialist.
Like Siri answering a question.
Perfect example. Or Google Maps finding the best route. Or maybe ChatGPT writing an email draft. They're amazing at that one thing because they've been trained on tons of data relevant to that task. They're not thinking broadly. They're executing a specific function really well. Sophisticated pattern matching, essentially.
Got it. So specialized.
Precisely. Then the next hypothetical stage is general AI, or AGI. This is the science fiction idea closer to human-level intelligence. An AI that could learn, understand, and apply its intelligence to any problem, just like a person can.
Okay, the kind we see in movies sometimes.
That's the one, but the source is very clear. We are not there yet. Not even close, really.
Right, important distinction.
Very. And then there's the third level, super intelligent AI. This is even further out, machines that are significantly smarter than the smartest humans across the board. Pure sci-fi territory for now.
Okay, so narrow, general, super. And we're firmly in narrow.
Absolutely. We're living in the narrow AI age. But what's kind of mind-blowing, and what this concept really highlights, is just how much this basic level, this narrow AI, is already changing everything.
Yeah, how we live, how we work.
How we create things. The impact is already huge.
Which actually leads perfectly into the next bit. If narrow AI is already so impactful, where is it? Like, where are we bumping into it day to day? Sometimes without even noticing. You probably used it today, right? Maybe multiple times. Think about Netflix suggesting shows you actually want to watch. That's AI working behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Or those filters on Instagram or Snapchat, AI again.
Yep. Image recognition and manipulation.
Even just, when Google finishes your search query for you.
Autocomplete. Classic narrow AI. It's learned common patterns.
It's kind of woven into everything we do online, isn't it? Almost invisible sometimes.
It really is, but it goes way beyond just the apps on our phones. If we zoom out a bit, AI is doing some heavy lifting in major industries.
Okay, like where?
Well, take healthcare. AI is being used to analyze medical images like X-rays or scans. It can spot patterns that might indicate disease, sometimes even things a human doctor might miss, or it helps them confirm a diagnosis faster.
Wow, okay. That's significant.
Definitely. Or think about finance. Banks use AI constantly for fraud detection, analyzing transactions in real time to flag anything suspicious, protecting accounts. It's incredibly fast.
Makes sense. Needs to be fast.
And education is exploring it too. Personalized learning platforms that adapt to how a student is doing, tailoring the difficulty, suggesting resources.
Trying to make learning more individual.
Exactly. And then in business, well, it's exploding. Automating customer service with chatbots, drafting emails, helping with marketing copy, tools like ChatGPT, Claude, others like them. They're becoming standard for boosting productivity, handling repetitive tasks.
So it's not just the fun stuff. It's really becoming part of the core infrastructure in a lot of places.
Absolutely. It underlines just how practical and widespread narrow AI already is. It's not just theoretical anymore.
Okay, so if it's this pervasive, this powerful already, that brings up the big question, doesn't it? The one everyone seems to be debating. What does it all mean for us? For our jobs? For, society? And the source material points to that core tension you always hear. Is this something to be worried about, like AI taking jobs? Or is it something exciting, like AI is going to boost our own abilities, almost like getting a superpower?
Yeah, that tension is definitely real. And the source suggests the answer isn't really one or the other. It's more complex. It's probably, a mix of both.
Okay. How so?
Well, it acknowledges that yes, some jobs, especially those involving very repetitive, predictable tasks, will likely be automated. That's happened with technologies before.
Right, automation isn't entirely new.
Not at all. But the flip side, and this is crucial, is that AI isn't just removing roles. It's also changing existing jobs and creating entirely new ones.
Oh, okay. Like what kind of new jobs?
We're already seeing demand for people like AI trainers, data scientists who specialize in AI, prompt engineers, people who know how to talk to AI effectively, AI ethicists.
Roles that literally didn't exist a few years ago.
Exactly. And it also means that human skills, creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, complex problem solving, they become even more valuable. Skills AI can't easily replicate.
So it shifts the landscape.
It really does. And the core message that comes through from this podcast concept we're looking at is that the most important thing isn't being scared or being blindly optimistic. It's about understanding AI.
Right, knowing what it is, what it can do, what it can't.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Because if we understand it, we can be much more intentional about how we use it. Ethically, wisely, creatively.
So it becomes a tool we control rather than something that just happens to us.
That's the idea, transforming it into a collaborator, not just a potential threat.
So wrapping this up, what we've pulled from this deep dive into this AI podcast concept is pretty clear. AI isn't magic. It's not the robot apocalypse. Not yet, anyway.
Not based on where we are now.
Right. It's fundamentally a tool, a really powerful, rapidly evolving tool, but a tool nonetheless.
And like any powerful tool, its impact, good or bad, really depends on us, on how we choose to develop it and use it.
So that understanding piece really is key, moving past the buzzwords and the fear. Okay, so here's a final thought to leave you with, something sparked by this source material. Now that you've got a clearer picture of what AI actually is, especially this dominant narrow AI, and the difference between that and the far-off general or superintelligence, think about that question the source mentioned for their future discussion. Will AI take my job or make me a superhuman? How does your grounded understanding of AI's current reality change how you think about that question for yourself and your future? Something to mull over.